Good morning. I feel like doing a deck review today, apparently. And I have been absolutely loving this Oracle deck recently. It has just been the medicine that I needed. And so I felt like it's high time for me to do a review, a walkthrough, show you the cards, read you a little bit from the guidebook, and hopefully spread some love for this Oracle deck because I have seen it around, but I just don't think it gets nearly enough attention and love on TarotTube. So here we go. Start with the cards. These are the beautiful backs, which are some of my favorite backs of any Oracle deck, any deck of cards, really. Even the backs, like everything about this deck for me is a giant exhalation. It's like, I feel so calm, so relaxed. You'll see from the artwork that this is just. I think I've said before that it feels like stepping on fresh snow. There's just something so deeply grounding, nature-based, peaceful about this deck and the artwork in it. It's not in order. There isn't really an order. It's just that when it arrives, it comes alphabetically, and it's alphabetical in the guidebook, which I will come to. Yeah, I think I will stay mostly quiet whilst I do this flip through because I feel like that's what the deck asks for, and then we can chat about it afterwards. So here we go. The moon is always full. Alchemy. Seeing a future not yet known. Magic over fear. So you can see the cards are a little slippy, but it's beautiful cardstock. Sing out in grief and love. It's one of my favorite cards. Between message and messenger. the depths rise to meet us. Okay, ending on you belong. Oh, yeah, I mean, I just cannot get over the imagery in the deck. It is breathtaking, powerful, peaceful, somehow gentle, but also so strong. Like, I'm thinking about the mix of cards in here. You know, there's the powerful cards like Eros, and I'm thinking about the Gaia card. Just have like the raw elemental power of nature in them, and then there's cards like this which like make my heart melt, and I just don't know how they've captured the soft innocence of this calf so beautifully. The glimmer in the eye, like it really, yeah, I don't know, I feel the aliveness of the nature that they have painted. The deck was created by two siblings, Corinna and Joe, and according to the guidebook, they collaborated on the artwork together, which I would love to know more about that process. I'm gonna see if I can, if they might be open to being interviewed on the In the Grove series, because yeah, I'm so intrigued about the creative process for this deck. The phrasing on each of the cards is really unique and kind of intriguing. I don't know, it like draws me in, I would say. It's not a very like simple, you know, oracle message like rage or doubt or winter, or you know, these kind of either kind of droplet keyword messages, or you know, very obvious phrasing on the cards like release what no longer serves you, you know, something like that. It's things like our beloved depths. There's something very poetic about the phrasing, and it really matches the energy of the artwork and of the deck. It's the kind of, yeah, the poetry of nature. So I'll show you quickly the guidebook, and then we can draw a card and read a full entry, because honestly, like the deck is really only half of the magic. The other half is definitely in the guidebook. So the guidebook is this little guy. I would say this is the only part of the deck that kind of doesn't really seem to match everything else. Like, it's just a slightly different art style. It's a little bit more kind of cartoony. Maybe it's just because you can't see as much detail on it, and it's also glossy, whereas the cardstock is very much not glossy. You can see it doesn't really catch much of the light. It is a beautiful cardstock, really. I probably should have done that at the beginning. But yeah, just like very flexible. I think it will stand up really nicely over time. Probably one of my favorite types of cardstock. Here we have, yeah, a lovely guidebook. There is a short the contents page, there's a short introduction at the beginning, how to do, you know, how you could think about doing a reading, some spreads, and then you just have all of the cards in alphabetical order. So here we have, welcome to Wild Chorus, an oracle deck that amplifies the voices of the living world to remind you of your place in the heart of the world. This oracle deck is over a decade in the making. Every image is an original collaborative painting made by us, siblings Corinna and Joe. We've been making art together since 2011. And then all about their creative process, their kind of felt sense of collaboration with ancestors, with flora and fauna, with different energies. In this deck, you'll discover moments of lift and moments of descent, vibrantly clear messages and comically mysterious ones. We also hope you'll find your own voice in this chorus of wild collectivity. It's just so beautifully written. Hear a little about how you can use the guidebook, how to do a reading, the Wild Chorus community, if you would like to join. Joe does lovely, I think it's Joe. Joe does lovely readings on their Instagram page as well. They will like pull a weekly card and offer a message, which is always a delight. So go and check them out. I'll leave the link to their Instagram account in the description box below. Okay, now we're into the cards. So you can see you get a full page reproduction. So you could also use this in a bibliomancy kind of way, where you just flip to a page. Not sure why you'd want to do that if you've got the beautiful cards here, but I guess maybe if you only have the book to hand for some reason. So yeah, we've got the reproduction of the card, the title, 3 key words or phrases up here. Then we have the like main description of the message of the card, and then attunement. I'm not entirely sure, to be honest, what the word attunement means in this context. I guess maybe it's like how you can, once you've read all of this message, like an orientation for yourself, how you can attune to the message of the card. So like, what is your way of being that encapsulates this energy of this card? And you have this for every card, and let me tell you, they are all damn beautiful. Like the writing style, the wisdom that's captured here is one of my favorite guidebooks of all time, for sure. Shortly behind things like the Weaver's Oracle, which is just a whole piece of literary genius in itself. This is probably, aside from that, potentially my favorite guidebook of all time, actually. I just love the writing. It has a kind of spiritual, psychological slant, which is very much up my street. So this was the guidebook. I don't think there's anything in the back. Yeah, just about the artists. So let us draw a card and read an entry. Let's see what's needed for the collective today. You can see it shuffles beautifully. I corner shuffle, but I think it could easily riffle. Let's give it a go, shall we? For the sake of completeness. Yep. I riffle gently because just a bit delicate with my cards, but not too much, but I don't like riffling too aggressively. But I'm sure that you could riffle it more firmly if that's your style, and the cards would hold up fine. Okay, let's land. Take a message. Safe passage. With this crow holding the key and a compass here. I'm curious about the key. So let's read from the guidebook. Lots of cards beginning with S. Okay. Safe passage, true compass, journey, reassurance. What seem like mountains from here may just be rocks. What feels like an impassable river may just be a piece of ribbon. And you have a compass if you get lost. Safe passage supports you in finding your way through difficult, shifting, or unfamiliar terrain. Your situation may not be easy, but it isn't dire. When this card turns up in a reading, it offers reassurance that you have more capacity than you think you do. Best practices include making sure you know where your keys are, so to speak. Draw on your intelligence, intuition, and past experiences. Safe Passage reminds you to tap into your confidence and call on existing support systems. It doesn't promise ease, but it doesn't portend disaster either. This card may also show up for support if you're taking a short trip or facing anything scary like a medical procedure or challenging conversation. Attunement. Chart your course, pack your tools, bring snacks and maybe a mixtape. You will get through this. You've been here before, and you're better prepared this time. High five your travel partners, your future self, and believe in the likelihood of a good outcome. Oh man, this book, I really find the entries so down to earth, grounded, really genuinely helpful. Like, I struggle with the write-ups in some decks that can feel too fluffy and very loosely spiritual, a lot of like, I don't know, high language that I struggle to like relate to my day-to-day life. But the guidance in here is so, it feels both like very soulful and very grounded. I mean, I think that is a kind of a facet of the soul, right? As opposed to things that are very lofty and spiritual. Soulful things do have like a grounded rootedness to them, and I really feel that in this book, which makes sense because of the nature of the deck being, around connection with nature. So major fan over here of the Wild Chorus Oracle. I am going, deeper and deeper with this deck. Every time I use it, I feel more connected to it. It opens my heart up every time I pick it up. And what more can you want from a deck, really, than something that really touches you? So yeah, very grateful to have brought this into my life, and just really looking forward to deepening my relationship with the cards and the messages, and continuing to work with the guidebook, because I really think you miss something if you don't. So thank you very much, everybody, for staying and watching this video with me. This was the Wild Chorus Oracle by Abacus Corvus. An absolutely breathtaking piece of work that I'm very grateful to have in my collection. I should also mention that it's available in my shop, towergrove.co.uk, so if you're interested, the link will be in the description box. I may pop it on screen as well. And yeah, thank you so much for staying, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye!